I'm going to share with you 4 key lessons that I would ask you to consider that were learned by you being in that narcissistic relationship. These are lessons that may have slipped past you because of the trauma that took place in getting back to a place of regulating your nervous system. Like I said, it's going to be 4 different things. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail in each one, and I'm going to share just enough information to kind of get you on your way to help you to understand, what actually happened. Things that you can do to actually start moving yourself ahead, and how you can, get past this particular relationship and that the challenges that were in the relationship. The first thing that anybody that was in a narcissistic relationship I would ask you to consider or understand is that was a test of your own self-love. And so why it was a test of your own self-love is because you had an individual that constantly portrayed themselves to be a person that loved you. And they would tell you how much they loved you. They would tell you how much they cared about you. They would tell you how important you were to them. They would, just gaslight you and tell you all of these great things about how much they needed you and that you're the only person that they would ever want, and so on and so forth. But in process of hearing everything that they were saying, their actions would not match their words. They would be very flirtatious out in public. They would, all up in women's or men's faces all the time. They always had little things that they were doing. And maybe you would dream things and you would see certain things. And this is all part of the process of you having love, but it was also part of the process of you getting an understanding of that internal voice, that intuition that's within this. So when I talk about love and loving self and love of self and love in general, many times we've gotten in, and this is many people that you'll meet, they've gotten involved with relationships. In the relationship that they gotten themselves involved with, there was a perception of what love was. But how many people actually had conversations with the person that they met, and they had in-depth conversations about what do you really consider love to be? What does love look like to me? Have you ever seen any loving relationships? How many have you seen? Was it part of your family? Was it some external experience that you kind of monitored from a distance, or was this something that you actually experienced and saw on a daily basis within your own family? Because if it wasn't, then we can only have a perception of what we think love is. But I told an individual on a video the other day is that because the question was asked, do I believe in love at first sight? And my answer to that question was no, because love is something that has to be built over time, based upon experiences, based upon trust, based upon loyalty, based upon faithfulness, based upon being real and openness and a vulnerability and transparency. Those are all part of the keys of love. But one of the main keys that you needed to learn with that relationship, with that narcissist or with that master manipulator, was loving yourself. Because a lot of times